Hello, everybody, and welcome to our second episode of Requiems Wrath as we play Pathfinder 2e, a homebrew campaign with the EU crew. We're fixing to jump in here pretty quick. Before we do, though, going to have our people introduce themselves so you can get used to their voices. So go ahead and introduce yourself, your character, and then the icebreaker today is going to be, what's the weirdest fact you know? And we'll go ahead and go opposite order this time. Vindo, why don't you go ahead and start us out?
Hello, I'm Vindo. I play Rukas. Man, the weirdest fact I know is probably due to Mouse from Atlas. That bees make a popping noise when they have sex. Because they explode.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know. It was something that she said, and she's got like a whole slew of bee facts that she knows, and just
That's
listening
weird.
to Mouse explain it, so whenever you walk by a beehive and you hear, you know what that is.
Oh my god. All right. That's a good one. Thank you. Next up.
Hi, I'm Outlaw Deputy. I'm playing is a Goblin Alchemist, and the weirdest fact. So at work in our morning calls, we rotate as to who brings a fact in, and it was my fact the other day, and it was that the US hid submarines during World War II with shrimp. Because pistol shrimp, when they snap their claws, the air pressure is so high that when that bubble of air pops from them snapping them, it creates a sonic boom.
Huh.
Yeah. So they hid their World War II submarines, during wartime with shrimp.
That's amazing.
That's right. VR sonar.
That's crazy. All right. Yeah, they did a lot of animal experimentation during World War II. At one point, they toyed with using animals. I think it was like certain ones like guide torpedoes in. It was crazy.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
I think Irish is letting the dog out.
Oh,
She's
okay.
letting herself.
We'll go ahead and. Wow, calling her a dog. Messed
She's
up.
a null.
I was
That
just trying to
counts.
introduce her character for her.
I
To be
know.
fair, prankster, every time you're not here, she definitely calls you poopster, so she deserves it.
Ooh, threw her under the bus. That's a reward, right?
Yeah.
She's
First
fucking
off-
funny.
Yes,
Okay.
for it.
First off, hero point. Secondly, that's absolutely doom counter material. So yeah.
I'll take it.
Let's just call it doom counter. Let's keep it right here. Make it nice and big for you to all see. Okay, and then I'll just keep like some hashes. I think that'll be fun.
Can we do a journal for like the Doom counter so we can put like outlaw
We can
told
record,
prankster
yeah.
about poopster?
Okay, yeah. You know what? I tell you what. I'm gonna create a journal entry. I'm gonna.
Sweet.
Here. So
Oh,
I'm
hey.
gonna something interesting. Irish, how's it going?
No. Save that for your fact. Save that for your fact.
Yeah.
Save that for my fact.
Yeah.
I know, but I had a really good
Exactly.
fact.
Oh. Well, you can have
Okay,
two
fair.
facts.
Okay, I'll have two facts. Okay.
Hey, Irish, introduce yourself.
Yeah, and I go ahead and introduce yourself, Irish.
Hi, I'm not Irish and I'm playing Nox, the big bad doggo.
You're the giggle puppy.
Yeah. And I don't really know many facts on the top of my head, but the one that always sticks with me, I don't know if it's true or not, but the way the elephants look at people, the way that we look at puppies.
No, they're
That's
so
adorable.
cute.
Then why do they trample us? What the fuck?
Sometimes
Get
you
in
have
the
to
hole.
kick a puppy.
I got a
Just
fun
saying.
fact. Elephants are assholes.
Okay, yeah, that's a fun fact. Okay, I created a journal entry called Doom Counter, as requested, and
Thank you.
I have one that's called Responsible for Doom, or just Doom Counter. Currently you're at 1. And the other one's called Responsible for Doom, which you guys can edit to your heart's content, but you cannot edit the first page. So
I don't see
Where
it.
do we see this?
I don't see it.
should be in the journal tab. Oh, you know what? I probably haven't even. I got to configure ownership of that. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, we don't need to see it. It's okay.
No, it's fair. There you go. Go. It's
Oh,
Doom
the second one's
counter.
empty. That's fine.
Responsible. I'll just go ahead and take care of that.
Oh.
Yep. There you go.
I can't.
Cool.
Oh wait.
There we
Yep,
go. I did it.
There we go.
All right. Cool. The pettiness begins. I love it. So thank you for that fact, Irish. Next up.
Hello, I am Saboro. I'm playing Iggy Escalia. And I don't know many facts. I'm pretty dumb. But
That's
one
not
thing
true.
I've heard, I don't know if it's true, that the Spanish national anthem, I believe, is the only one that doesn't have words in it, which is interesting.
Huh. Interesting.
And if
As
that's
in-
not true, then it just backs up me being dumb.
So to be clear, when you say the Spanish national anthem, you mean of Spain,
The-
correct?
Spain, yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify. Cool. All right. Good times. I just made a Requiems. Just turn that into Requiem's Wrath. Okay, cool. Legit. Willie. I almost called you Billy.
How dare you? Hi, I'm Willie. I'm playing Rixie Wix Fizzle Pop. And my weird fact or interesting fact is you are actually when you're in the shower you're more creative. It's not just a weird thing. It's actually true.
Really?
Because warm water gives you more like dopamine, gives you more creativity.
Oh.
That's why I sing in the
Dopamine.
shower.
And that's why I do crack cocaine.
In the
Fun
shower.
fact.
In the shower.
And I want
Like
that
it
double.
wet
I
when
want
I
that
snort
double
it.
creative boost. How do you guys think? I turn around with a song in like one night? Just a little bit of crack. No, that's not true. But I
But
do
didn't
take.
say what kind of cracks. So,
That's true.
I mean, you're naked in the shower. There's crack. I'm just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, interesting. Thank you, Willie. Appreciate that. My name is Prankster. I'm your friendly neighborhood GM who likes to inspire his players against one another. And my fun fact, I have 2 fun facts today. One apparently is that Irish calls me Poopster behind my back. And so she will be the first one to have had something added to the Doom counter.
you've heard me call you that. Well, what do you mean?
Yeah, but to my face, not also behind my back. How dare you?
That's kind of fucked up, Irish.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We all talk all kinds of shit when you take your headphones off.
No, we don't.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I would never do such a thing.
Vindo just talks about if you've got pants on or not. And the Irish calls you poopster. That's pretty much it.
That is true. And then we hear the cackling echoing through the house because you still have your headphones on. And then we wonder why you take an extra 5 minutes to get ready, which you didn't dress up today.
Oh, jeez. Oh, there's another tab. Oh.
Okay.
To be fair, you could probably just put no in there, and that would apply to every single one of us. It'd be fine.
Yeah. So I put it's called the Can I Trust This Player? And currently I have Irish on the edge. Okay. And my real fun fact that I had is that 80% of male draft are gay.
Yeah. It's the same with lion.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's a sign of like dominance.
Establish dominance. Establish
Welcome
dominance.
to the animal
Dogs
kingdom.
Oh, God.
All animals.
All right. Well, yeah, so that was my fun fact. We are going to go ahead and finally jump into this game. Sound good?
Woo!
First, let me turn down the audio for our people out there, for our millions of subscribers and viewers. Last session, we opened up with lots of introductions about where your characters are from. the big thing that we know is all of you work for the group called Requiem's Wrath. Requiem's Wrath is an organization that operates within Galarian with the express goal of hunting and killing monsters. The very beings that stalk people in the day or in the night are hunted by Requiem's Wrath. And you guys are members of this organization. All of you have been injured by some type of traumatic event having to do with monsters, and I use the term monster loosely. That is not just the creepy crawlies, the boogeymans, etc. It is also the sphinxes, the undead, and in some cases even people, because they're monsters too. After learning a little bit about all of you, we see all of you around a campfire, enjoying the evening together. Just resting, just eating, enjoying one another's company, or in some cases, annoying one another. The big thing that we know is that, I don't know how Irish moved my map. Must have been centered on her or something like that. I don't know.
Moved your map?
No, we're good.
Trying to get rid of the little lines. I don't know how to get rid of it.
Do you have an Irish moment and then you mark the map?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know, but
just lines all over my screen.
yeah, I see lines as well. That's a new one for me. That must have been something I added, and I have no idea. Oh, you know what? It just connects you from where you're moving. It shows you your movement. Oh, yeah. Nonetheless, all of you are part of this organization called Requiem's Wrath. You are dispatched to the small town of Lowlight. Let's go ahead and bring up a map to help us understand where the heck we are. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't load it, so that's fantastic. Good times, Chris. You're awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, when I ported everything over from Rob's, I forgot to update some of these journals. I was like playing with all the little new tools and the like, and so I did not go back and make certain things were what they needed to be. So give me just a moment, y'all, to go ahead and do this. Nonetheless, you guys are on your way to the small town of Lowlight. It is located in Andorant, and it's a small town north of your original position. As you guys are making your way and you sleep for the night, you are attacked by bandits in the evening. It appears that these bandits... there we go. Go ahead and show you guys so that we are all on the same page here. As you are all resting for the evening, these bandits attack you. Luckily, Iggy was the one who was on first watch, having seen them, heard them, goes and wakes all of you up, and you're all able to defend yourselves against 5 out of 6 of the bandits. 1, unfortunately, runs away. 5 are defeated. You make certain to take their gear, and you are able to rest throughout the rest of the evening. Ooh, you know what? I need to go ahead and update this, don't I? Give me just a second, y'all. So, as we wake up the next morning, that is where you are. By the campfire, off the side of this road. And you're on your way to Lowlight because you know there's something there. You have been dispatched there, called there, because you have found out that there is something that has murdered a family. Lowlight has asked for assistance. Requiem's Wrath is en route to help in the form of your party. So that is where we start off on this day. A new day comes. It is the morning. You are all together. And the question is, what do you do next? So let's have a moment as you guys wake up, as you're interacting with one another, talking about what's going on, and we'll go from there. So take it away.
Oh, time for breakfast.
Go for breakfast.
I don't know. Who threw smelly man on campfire? Should be done now.
Oh,
I think I'll pass on that one.
Yeah. Hard pass.
Don't want me to go to waste. Noxie, did you try? Is it poison?
No poison. Eat it.
You first.
Okay. I will eat the food.
Okay. So we get an
Iggy's
idea.
gonna wa-
Human food.
What were you saying about Iggy? Go ahead.
Iggy's just gonna watch to make sure that it's not the poisoned one. Make sure it's edible before he eats.
Mm.
Well, how does taste?
Tastes bad. You don't want this. It's mine.
Just see Nox feigning poison, like and then like looking over, see behind him.
Okay, Iggy, find another. Just and then quickly like darts into the brush.
So cool. Although completely unintended. Oh, I see what I did wrong. All right, so he ducks into the road. So the rest of you, as you guys are kind of resting, Vindo, you wake up. What's going on with your character, Rue? Same question.
He's doing his morning prayers and getting his stuff probably packed up. Like he's probably got some of the rations hanging out of his mouth that he's chewing on.
All right.
Do we have a map
Is-
right now?
We do, but I would unfortunately changed it multiple times. So let me go ahead and delete your tokens and throw them back on because I think it'll help you to see better.
I didn't see until you did that. I can see now.
Jesus, I accidentally opened up your summon animal folder, Siva.
A lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot. So yeah, you find yourselves around the campfire talking, discussing what you're going to do.
Play music.
You said you do like the music?
No, I'm going to play music.
Oh, you're going to play music. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you get up and
I'm
make
gonna summon some drums.
Okay, cool. That'll wake people up in case they haven't been woken up yet. As you have all of your things and you're kind of eating, getting ready to go, you know that the next stop for you is low light. Is there anything that you would like to do before heading there? Because it's just a few, it's not too terribly far away from where you are currently. Okay. Without further ado, you guys decide to hit the road again, making certain that you can. Oh yeah, that's that up too. You hit the road again, making certain that you can make your way towards low light to figure it out. The rest of the day is not difficult. The road is still hard packed dirt underneath your feet. The sun is shining upon you. You can hear the animals every now and then scurry. Maybe you hear like the grass kind of flutter or birds chirping in the distance or what have you. And in time, you see the town on the horizon. It's not huge. It's not a city by any stretch of the imagination or anything large like that. Seems like a small, unassuming town like you would see anywhere else. There we go. Well, it's kind of late for that now, but I got it. Perfect. There we go. And the time you make your way to low light. I'm going to go ahead and move you guys to a new map. This one's not animated. Did
I think you
I?
need to kick the tokens on.
Oh, you're right. I always forget that I need to move y'all's tokens on. I wish I could just show you the map without it being a big thing. But there we go. Can you all see thus far?
No.
Nope.
I'm not going to put Chompy down every time because I think that,
That's okay.
I think it'll be a burden for you as much as it is. Yeah. So I think Sibo, you should be able to see.
I see now.
Yeah, Billy should.
I can
Okay,
see.
so looks like the map is just loading in, is all that's going on. It's funny because I can see who gets in and regularly outlaw. I feel bad. You're like the last one for it to load.
Good.
The town is nestled next to a small river with bridges leading over it. You see people farming around the area, taking their wagons with ox, moving about. Occasionally you might see a hunter, other people who are dressed well. As you draw close to the city, you see a few people on the town. As you draw close to the town, you see a few people on the periphery that look to be kind of just dressed as commoners, as peasants. There's not really any need for finery. They seem to be people that just work the land or are going out hunting and the like. Your contact that had originally told you about the murder that had happened said that you probably would need to get a hold of Mayor Anderson, who lives in kind of this... I'm assuming you can all see the map at this point, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. You know that Mayor Anderson kind of lives up here in or at the very least, that's where the town hall is. It's located on the top. Because of the river, sometimes it overflows. They discovered that the best place to put the towns is kind of at on this incline above this hill, right above the river. But at this point, it's open to you guys to decide what you'd like to do. You can go to the town hall, you can go and visit some of the shops, you can talk to some of the peasants. You tell me what you want to do and we will make it happen. At this point in time, don't worry about meta and like keeping the party together and the like, although it would be easier to facilitate, group conversations like that. However, if you do want to move around, I'm not going to be like, gotcha, bitch, because you're separated. So it's entirely up to you to proceed how you'd like.
I want to go to the town square.
I will follow.
Okay. Go ahead, Willie. We're gonna move your token up here, maybe up there. And then if you'd like to go with Willie to the town square, go ahead and move your token accordingly.
Going to the town square. If anyone would
Okay, now I
like to
can.
join.
Get off me, dog.
Okay, so it looks like you're
we're all
all
going to the town square. Lovely.
excellent.
I'm second
make your
guessing
way-
my choice.
Just because of the voice, or
Yeah.
okay.
What's wrong with my voice?
I like it.
Why don't you like my voice?
Because I'm scared
Yeah.
about demons and armoires.
I'm kind of with Outlaw on this one a little bit. Not gonna lie. As you make your way,
Have a nice
It will
voice.
be fine.
as you make your way to the north, making your way up the incline, your legs might ache a little bit from walking up.
I'm skipping
You're skipping.
and playing the loop.
Similar to what you've already been through, you see that there's the forest. You can hear animals kind of on the periphery, not super close to the town, mind you, but you can hear and see them every so often. A few villagers greet you every so often before you make your way towards the town hall at the center of the village. What you see before you is a large structure, probably the largest structure, second to a church that is in low light. Has a small timepiece up at the top, like a big clock, kind of in what appears to be a pillar, a tower that kind of stands there. The doors are open. You see every now and then people coming in and out, moving to and fro, going through business. You can hear the townspeople moving about, just living life. Excuse me.
Iggy does not like it here. Too many people.
Oops. There we go. I did that wrong. My apologies. As you make your way into the town hall, you see several people, not necessarily dressed up as nobles or anything like that, but dressed in what you can only just like they're not working outside. They look like these are kind of like your people that are crunching numbers, talking to people, accountants, keeping track of the town leadership, if you will, helping to kind of organize things. At the entrance, you see kind of a woman, not necessarily at kind of almost like a secretary, but she greets you and she says, "Hi there. How can I help you? You all must be new to town." And she looks at all of you. You notice that this is a predominantly human town. Maybe you've seen a few gnomes or halflings, and elves or dwarves, but it might occur to you that you kind of stand out. You have a lizard folk, a gnoll, a goblin. And I imagine that the woman actually, as she's looking at Iggy, at Nox, and even she might have like a bit of a look of apprehension in her eye.
Oh, hello. It's nice to meet you. We are here on business.
Yes, business. What kind of business brings you and your friends here?
We were told there was something strange going on in the town, and we're here to help.
Oh, you must be talking about the recent murder. Have you been?
Yes.
Are you? I take it your group has been dispatched here to kind of figure things out. Is that you? Are you part of that Requiem group?
Yes, that is correct indeed.
Excellent. Well, I'm certain that Mayor Anderson will definitely like to speak to you. If you'll follow me.
Oh, lovely. So how was your day, Ben?
Oh, it's been fine. We have a lot of scared townspeople, but on the whole, we are we're just trying to keep them calm with everything that's going on. We want to make certain that they're not scared. We want to make certain that they know that we're doing our best to help this situation. As you can imagine, the Cooper family was well loved in this town, and so it's unfortunate what happened to them.
Yes, I can understand that. Don't worry, everything will be just fine.
Oh, excellent. Well,
Yes,
thank you.
don't worry. We will take care of it. Where is Body? And Iggy's gonna kind of look at Nox. We can take care of Body.
Nox will give him a big toothy grin.
Do you know what they mean by take care of the body? And she kind of like whispers that to the halfling, to Rix.
They're great at burying bodies and giving a great service.
Is just going to step back and make sure that Rue is in between her and the weirdos.
That's
Need to do thorough investigation post-mortem to make sure we have all evidence.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Well, let's hear it. Let's get you connected with Mayor Anderson first, and then we will go from there. There we go. In a moment, she brings you upstairs to kind of you could see the entirety of the town hall behind, underneath you as you're making your way up the stairs. And just to give you a good scope, this isn't a large town, but, there's at least a dozen or so people down there doing business. some other commoners coming in to talk about, maybe we hear a few things about, well, the yields seem to be pretty great this year, and unfortunately the hunting hasn't been great. And, well, how could we work on this on taxes? And just little snippets of conversation here and there as you're making your way up this. You see a couple of desks with people working at them, clearly scribbling on parchment and the like. In time, after a few moments, the woman stops at the door, kind of like, and on it you see just the words mayor and kind of like a black plaque with white writing on it, or white engraving rather. She knocks on the door, the wooden door. You just hear, yes, Mayor Anderson, I believe that group is here to talk about the situation. Yes. That would be good. Please send them in at once. And so she opens the door and kind of lets you in. Mayor Anderson is sitting there, and he appears to be an older man, not like terribly old, but nonetheless, there he is. He is a human. He's kind of balding, but out of everybody you've seen thus far, he looks the nicest. Again, not like super noble. It's not like, you don't get the impression that he's like hoarding funds or anything for himself. But clearly he stands out among everybody that you've seen. As you come in, he looks at you and his eyes are surprised as he sees, again, several of you, which some would consider monstrous. Some would consider...
Nox would have let everyone go in first and then like knock under the door for him.
Nox would have what?
Let everyone go in first and then duck under the door for him to get in.
That's fun. And his eyes maybe like look up at you. He's like, oh my gosh.
Hello,
yes.
it's good to meet you. My name is Rick Seawix Fizzlepop.
Rick Seawix Fizzlepop. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Thank you very much for coming. Are you here to help us with the Cooper's situation?
I believe we are indeed. Yes, you sent for some people, and here we are.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I am very grateful that you will be here to help us with this situation. Well, have a seat, everyone, and I will do my best to let you know what exactly is going on. Sound good?
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Iggy's just gonna sit on the floor.
I was gonna say, Iz is gonna sit on the floor very much like story time.
Crisscross
Like Gray
applesauce.
used to.
I can see it. Cool. You sit down on the floor, or you sit down in the chairs, or you stand right there. And the mayor looks at all of you. He stands up from where he is, and you can see his eyes kind of like flitting around, just kind of sizing you all up. Not necessarily like sizing you up as in, can I be in a fight with this person, but just kind of getting an idea for who you are and what's going on.
How tall is he?
He's about an average height, 5'8", 5'9".
Okay.
Oh, that's average. Okay.
Is it not average?
It's like 5'6", 5'8".
Oh, is it? Okay, 5'6", 5'8". I wasn't certain.
I don't know actually.
I would think taller would.
You think taller?
Oh no, 5'9".
5'9"? Okay, cool. So, yeah. Well, it started with, I don't know how to describe this. Lately, there's been like a rash of rhyming. It sounds silly. And it started with the children. And children always are rhyming, always singing songs to one another about different things that are going on. But this time it was, I don't know how to describe it, different. I don't know how to describe it. Jump, jump, jump for your life. They're coming for you to fill you with strife. And it
Oh,
wasn't,
interesting.
Yes, and it wasn't just, it started out as just the children, but then you would see, adults, and maybe it's just that kids are giving their parents an earworm. We all know how that is. You hear something and you can't help but hum along with it or sing along with it in your head.
Oh.
Or
The worst.
Exactly. It's terrible.
What do you mean it's terrible? It's great fun to join in song.
Well,
Oh, he thinks Rixie should sing song.
and
Oh, I could sing a song. What
Maybe
song
not.
would you like?
Maybe not round here, Rix.
Song that he just sang.
Jump
Rhyme
a
it.
jump a jump for your life. They're coming for you to fill you with strife.
yep, that's the song. He kind of like whispers to the woman who might be there. He's like, "Are we sure we can't get anyone else?" No, okay, no, that makes sense. Well, the songs got increasingly more violent. Blood, blood colors the veil. Leave an offering. Or die in a hail. And they got
Like the blood pot.
Oh, that's not a very nice song, but
No,
you know,
it's-
some songs are not very nice.
it's not
How
a
old
nice.
were children singing song?
Well, I mean, it started off with just the young ones, 3 or 4, but eventually it got, some of the other older ones found it to be fun, and I'm not entirely certain if it's just the teenagers, those teens that have escalated things, but nonetheless, it's been happening. But the songs have accompanied something else. We're not a large village or town by any stretch of the imagination, as you can imagine. But what's been going on is windows that have been left open, normally to keep people cool. Little trinkets being left outside of people's windows. The Coopers were adamantly kind of against all of this, and we're not, frankly, I'm glad, and not everyone is doing it, mind you, but they were vocal about it. That's the strange thing about it.
They were vocal about not liking the windows open?
No, they were vocal about the behavior that the town was taking. Not entirely certain, what was motivating it. Some of the little kids, when pressed about what's going on, or even just part of their songs, they talked about a devil, which seems silly to me. But a devil, like a little devil that had been coming and literally asking for these things, or teaching them mischief, or what have you. But the Coopers, like I said, they were the most adamant against all of it, against all of the turn in behavior, against the little trinkets, against the murderous songs, and they showed up dead. Well, they didn't show up dead. They were dead inside their home. When Jacob, Mr. Cooper, didn't come to work for the day, naturally people went to go check on them. Knocked on their doors. And when nobody answered, they looked in their windows, and unfortunately that's when they saw them. The family killed.
And how were they killed?
It looks to be stabbing, slashing. I'm not entirely certain, but what I would know from what has been told to me is it doesn't look like they were raked apart by a monster. It looks like they bled out from being stabbed.
Iggy thinks should leave to professionals. Where is body?
Well, as you can imagine, we don't really have a morgue or anything like that in our town. The church, they're the ones that have been preparing the Cooper family. They haven't been quite laid to rest yet, but if that's something that you would like to explore or talk to them about, you're more than welcome to.
Iggy thinks we should see body first.
Yes, see the body.
All right. Before you do anything else, is there any other questions you might have for me?
Where did they live?
The Cooper family, they lived on the northern area. I went ahead and pinged it for you for those of you. Oh, it's cool. It keeps my ping there. They lived in a house just at the start of the hill, kind of overlooking some of the other homes.
And who was next of kin?
Kind of breathes out. That would probably be Jacob's parents. They live in town. They might be hard to talk to, but you're more than welcome to try. They live They live down near the farms.
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, are there any other questions you might have for me?
No, I believe that should be it for now. We can come back though if we have more questions.
Excellent. Well then, I will leave you all to it for you to be able to look, talk to the people of these lands, and get things figured out. And again, if there's anything that we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to ask. We want this matter investigated. Unfortunately, none of us here feel equipped to the task at hand. So, yes. Please. The town is yours.
Oh, the whole town?
There's a ability.
Well, I mean, it's not actually yours, but I mean, you're more than welcome to make your way around it, to talk to the people and try and figure out what the heck is going on.
Oh, okay. I think he's just gonna get up and just walk outside.
Excellent.
Rue's gonna hang back a little bit and be like, "Do you have an inn?"
Do we have an inn? Yes, we do. We have a small tavern that you would are more than welcome to go to.
And where would that be?
That would be up here as well. This large building here. And if you have, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and do this, y'all? I'm moving so fast that I'm forgetting where I'm placing things. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to put some little text boxes up to help us remember. Make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, or I can, there we go. Cooper home.
Oh, did we find out where the church was?
Yeah, the church is going to be over here, kind of it's going to be up here as well.
That looks like a church.
Got a
That's kind of what I
steeple.
was thinking.
Just across the road.
What time of day is it?
And I'm just kind of going wild with labeling things that don't even need to be labeled.
Farm.
Farms.
Oh, good. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, you're welcome. But I'll put town
now
hall
you
as
have
well.
now you have to label the river so we don't forget where it is.
Yeah, I got fishing tackle. I need to know where that is.
Okay. All right.
Dinner.
Arsh needs to see if this character can swim.
We're gonna
Yeah.
call
Not
it
been
the.
Diggy, didn't
Push
check
comes to
church.
shove, she can at least
People want
doggy
to check
paddle.
elsewhere.
Doggy paddle.
We're gonna call it the. Oh no. The Frio River. Okay, cool. You guys have an idea for what's going on. You've been given several possible leads to explore. It's entirely up to you at this point to go ahead and explore said leads. LOL is +1 to Doom counter. Yeah, I probably should add one to the Doom counter just because.
How
Where would
dare
the
you.
shops be though? Before we get too far.
Where were the shops? I'm going to say that the shops are going to go ahead and be... Let me get the right tool out here, the draw tool. Or no, not the draw tool, the type tool. I'm going to say they're kind of down here.
Okay.
Das gut?
That's good.
In the flood zone? That's risky.
Well, it's also
You know, there's
like...
going to be a new opening, so.
Cool. Alrighty. How do you guys want to proceed at this point? You have multiple leads, multiple different things to go ahead and check out. Also, what I'm going to go ahead and do just to help you guys out, I'm going to create a journal entry here. I'm going to call it player notes. Create the play journal entry. And I'm going to make it so that you all have ownership of it. Doing so should allow you guys to add pages as necessary. And so if you want, you could technically all... Can you add pages to that journal or no?
I can't do anything.
Yes.
Oh no, now I can.
Yeah.
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 Perfect. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it then. You guys can use that as a collaborative and central area to write down notes, to write down things that you've learned, so on and so forth, that all of you have access to. Each of you want to have like one page, that would be fine, but at least you can look through one another's pages as well, in case that way, and that way we could just keep everything kind of clean and help one another out. Sound like a plan?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Before Rue leaves, he would like to ask what were the trinkets that were left in the windows.
That is a good question. The trinkets that were left there, little baubles that really didn't matter, I thought. But sometimes they would be gone in the morning, if that makes any sense. Didn't seem like anything... Didn't seem like anything important. But to give you an idea, chicken bones would be one. Shiny pebbles and rocks and another. Things that resembled knives and another. Really didn't appear to be any rhyme or reason to it. But some of them went missing. Some of them weren't there the next morning, if that makes any sense.
And it was the people leaving the trinkets in the window for said... You said the kid said it was for demon?
A devil is what they were saying. Something like, the devil is coming, best leave a gift. Hope for the best, don't leave him in a tiff, is what some of the children were saying.
That's a pretty sloppy rhyme.
I mean, they're children.
Children. What are they like?
Yes.
Yeah, they're 3 years old.
You know, it's kind of impressive that they can even
That they
speak
can
that
rhyme.
much at 3.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't,
I mean,
you know,
how
it's a mix of the children. All of them, you know, like the
Their first
3-year-olds. The 3-year-olds are like, you know, you know.
Honestly, IRL,
IRL.
character, my little sister was like talking full sentences at 2-year-old.
2 years old?
She could have a full-on conversation with you.
She's a genius.
Because she's a
Yes.
genius.
Smart.
because she's
ass,
related to
she
you.
is.
Send her to Harvard.
I don't. No, she's the odd one out in the family. Everyone else is dumb as fuck.
Here we go. Requiem.
Do you by any chance know which houses the trinkets had been retrieved from?
Oof.
Do you have a map of the town?
We haven't tried to ascertain that. That might be something that you would have to ascertain on your own.
Do you have a map of the town by any chance? That would be a little bit easier to mark.
Yes, I think we do. And so Sarah, he mentions to that woman that kind of was leading you around. Sarah, if you'd be so kind to get them a map of Lowlight, that would be great. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. And she nods and kind of runs off, and a few moments later comes back with a map for you all to use.
Last question. Have you been having issues with bandits?
Oh, we always have. I mean, it's not like normally everyone here has been, not everyone, but a lot of people have been mugged. You know, have their things taken, and then they, come back, and we do our best to replenish it. It's not an often occurrence, but it is a pain in the ass.
And do you have a police force, or like a city guard, or a militia?
A militia is probably the closest thing we have. If things do get out of line, we tend to call the people up, and those who can help, and those who can't, like some of the children, obviously. That's less of an issue. We don't force them or ask them to, of course.
Right, but because of what we're probably going to be doing, which is going to be searching probably at night to see if some things happen, some things don't happen. Is there some, to let people know that we are going to be here, because some of my compatriots are...
I'm sorry.
frightening to others?
So what I don't understand can you repeat the question? I don't think I was...
Who do we need to talk to let them know that we will be out and on the streets at night?
Telling me is sufficient, because I can relay that to some of the militia lieutenants and let them know. So that way they will be aware that you are not bad guys.
Right, I don't want to be...
As he says that, his eyes flick towards the giant gnoll and the goblin. It was clearly very hard for him to say that.
I'm just gonna kind of look at him and be like, that nod of understanding, yeah, thanks.
It's okay, Nox isn't in the room, he's outside with Iggy.
Yeah, Iggy is too. Yeah, we're gone.
The last thing I need to know is, does your militia or something have an insignia in case we find something that needs to be dealt with immediately, that we are... who do we need to take them to?
Oh, you mean in the event you apprehend someone?
Correct.
Yes. And so he will, that's a good idea. And he kind of looks down at his desk, kind of reaches into the top right drawer, and you can see that he is looking through a list of people. A moment goes by as he's kind of flicking through those. He's like, no, he wouldn't be a good option. No, I don't think so. And he's, yes, no, I believe, yes. You're going to want to get a hold of a Hepus Bisson. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down for you in chat. Hepus Bisson. He is a lieutenant with a good head on his shoulders. He's not, he should give you the space that you need. And I will be communicating with him that him and his people need to be on standby. It's not going to be but 4 or 5 other men who could help. Is that sufficient?
Yes, that should be fine. Thank you very much for your information.
You're very welcome. And do any of you have a whistle?
No, I have a loot that I can use.
Okay. Well, then, how about this? I'm going to ask you to come up with something that you can do to alert us that has happened, so that way we, people can contact other people, so that way we can get Hypus and move everything all together. Does that sound like a plan?
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like what you're assuming this is somebody that can be apprehended. So that's good. Thank you. That already provides us, me at least, some sense of peace.
He doesn't respond. He just kind of like nods.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, I am picking up what you are laying down. And he gives you finger guns and a wink.
Oh no.
Gonna.
It's another Eric.
It's like gunslingers were banned.
Nowhere near as cool as Eric.
It's medieval Eric.
It's medieval.
Nah.
Like,
This guy's
smell
way
like
too
pee?
smart to be Eric. Fuck that.
Oh no, wait, you know who it reminds me of? It's the
Professor.
guy.
I know what I'm doing. You want me to come to the house, and I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yes. Yes. What you're saying is you want me to get in the way. I can do that. I can do that. I'm
Mr.
great
Man, no.
at getting in the way. No,
How do I
want-
add something to the party loot sheet, or is that something only you can do?
You can drag and drop.
You should be able to drag and drop from your items onto the party loot sheet as well. If not, I can go
I
ahead
want
and
to
do
put
it.
like the map of the town on there.
Ah, okay. Is that just like a kind of a? That's fair.
I'm pretty sure they're not going to give us one for each person.
That's fair. Where is it on your character sheet? Where did you put it?
I don't. You said he gave us one, but I didn't put one on my sheet yet.
I hear what you're saying. Got you. You want me to add something? Got it. I'm there.
Yes, please.
Let me go ahead and find one. Map. It's a map.
I could
It's a
try it
map.
if you'd like, but I don't know if I have the same permissions in this game as I do on some of the other stuff.
Cool. It says survey map atlas. I'm going to go ahead and change that to map of lowlight.
Wait, we're gonna take this to the to a shop and sell it for 50 gold.
Yeah, no. That is not. It is not 50 gold.
We're rich.
It is. She gives it. It's an older model. It's like one silver piece. She's like, yeah, I think I.
So I'm hearing is it's a collector's edition.
Yeah, it's not really worth a whole lot. It's,
Outdated antique.
Is it still in the box it came in?
nope. And you see, it's clearly wrinkled and it's got like a couple edges torn off. I think there's even a burn mark on there. It's not really worth a lot. I really wouldn't.
Can't even
worry
see the river on this map.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I think it's actually worth like a copper piece. It's not really. It's
That's fine. We're gonna draw on it anyway. So thank you for the map.
very well.
Do you, by any chance, have like a map tube scroll that I could put it in, just so it doesn't get any more wrinkles?
Sure, you see water stains on it too. It's just the more you look at it, the worse it looks. But yes, he'll give you a yes.
Actually,
Somebody
the map
should
of
take
the
it.
wrong town.
Yeah. Ah, yes. This is dark light. This is.
Excuse me, I believe you gave us the map of the wrong town.
Yes,
This
those
is
dark light
map
people are
of
the
dim
worst.
light, not low
Yes,
light.
yes. No, we hate them. The
So
Every-
why do you have a map of their town?
oh no
One must plan
reason.
raids.
No reason. You see like little notes. This is like pranks. They
Most direct route to statue to teach
just you know what? Just a little, you know what? I don't know how you got that map, and he just like grips it out of your hands. We need to get them a new map.
I think we're gonna hold on to this map.
No, this is my personal record. This is for
Part of
dim
the
light.
investigation.
Oh, I don't know about
This
that.
Please, can we have this map?
He's already like
I'm
burning it in
sensing
front
clear
of you.
motive.
Yeah, no.
Thank you for the map.
You're
And
very
then
welcome.
Rue's gonna go ahead and like shuffle everybody out, I guess. Who aren't already out.
I don't walk.
Somebody walking for the
I
church.
only skip.
Yeah, and Iggy's like right beside him.
I am going to the shop.
You want to go to the shops. Okay, are all of you going to the shops or just him?
Iggy and Nox are walking towards the church.
Oh, Rue is gonna catch up
Oh,
real
boy.
quick. Rue's gonna catch up real quick. Like
We
all right,
we
we're
left
just-
about 5 minutes ago.
Nah, bullshit. You kept making comments.
Is
Make
the
your mind
shops
up.
like an actual like buildings, or is it like an outside shop where like people go for like entertainment?
like a bazaar type,
Oh,
like a market bazaar.
Yeah.
Or is it?
yeah. Give me a second here. I'm just gonna
Is it
check.
more like entertainment outside, or is it like actual shops? 'Cause-
There's like actual little shops. I mean, it's not
Okay.
like it's
then
not
never
like
mind. I'm going to
anything-
the tavern.
Oh, I was gonna ask what time of day it was. I asked that a little bit ago.
It is
Did you raise
about
your hand?
noon.
All right. Well, I'm not going to the tavern yet. Then.
I'm going. Is the tavern busy?
Is it
Uh,
open?
Yeah. So the first question is, okay, time out. Let's go to the church first because that got dibs. That was the first one that was called. Okay.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Is it open? Because if it's not open, then I'll go catch up with them after looking if the tavern's open.
The tavern is open. There is some people there for lunch.
There we go.
She's already gone. She, as soon as you said open, her character
Yep.
moved into the deck.
All right. So we are going to the tavern.
in the church.
Fine.
Tavern in the church. All right. So
Church first.
we're going to the church first. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do this then. Activate. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and let's go ahead and let's do something fun. Let's do, that seems fun. Wistful Memories. Yeah, we'll see how that sounds. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and find out. If you're going to the church, raise your hand so I can put your token. Actually, I guess I got to put everybody's tokens down so you could all see, huh?
Yeah.
Can't raise my hand.
Why can't you raise your hand?
It's loading.
I can't either. Privileges
Oh.
revoked.
It's, I guess it's just loading. Give it a second. Give it a second. I need to adjust this accordingly.
Oh no, I'm blind.
Done. Let's do it over 15. Boom. It's not perfect, but it'll get the job done. Okay, I've got Ruckus down. I'm throwing down Outlaw. I'm throwing down Nox. I'm throwing down Chompy. And then I'm throwing down Willie. Ricksawick. All right, so here's what I need from you guys. If you are going to go to the church, go ahead and put your tokens somewhere near like that stone porch at the front. If you're not at the church, kind of go ahead and put yourself in the corner with Iz.
You put the wrong token.
You put
down.
Chompy and not a.
You know what? You're choppy and you're going to like it, Sibo.
Okay.
There you go. I'm assuming Chompy is always out and he's with you. He's just by your side.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You make your way to the church and it is relatively quiet. Like I said, it's about noon, so maybe you hear the bells. Boom, boom, boom. That kind of gives you an indication of where it is.
Is there any insignia or symbolism to denote which deity this is?
That is an excellent question. Take a hero point. Yes, you see the horns of a stag. Roll me a religion check. I mean, anybody can if they'd like to, but you specifically asked, so that's why I was like, okay, why don't you go ahead and roll. 20. Oh, yeah, that's enough to know. This is a church of Erastil. Erastil is a good god, and he is the god of family, farming, hunting, and trade. Typical worshippers are farmers, hunters, rangers, settlers, traders, trappers. Given what you've seen thus far, it makes sense.
It tracks.
Yeah, and I said antlers. My apologies. It is actually his. So it's interesting. I'm going to get a picture of it here soon for you guys to see. But the symbol on the front door is a bow, like that you shoot with, and it is turned so that the wood part is down. But it's not the wood part. The bow itself is made of antlers, which is kind of cool. And then it has an arrow kind of like notched on the string that's pointed down. And that is the symbol of Erastil.
Please hold Peter.
Can you hold Peter? Yes, you can, son. All right. You see the church. It's not huge. It is... I mean, it makes sense. It's a small town, village, probably enough for their worship services once a week. You see...
Is it open?
Yes. You would knock on the doors and it opens. As you make your way in, it is fairly quiet. You see lights coming in through the stained glass, dust motes kind of dancing in the middle of it, and your footsteps reverberate off of the wood. In that kind of like quiet, cavernous space. If you've ever been in a church and alone with a wood floor, you can like hear it. Like it's really hard to be quiet. In a moment, you hear, "Hello, is somebody there?"
Hello, we are here. We're here to investigate.
In a moment, a woman comes out. And she looks very kindly and doesn't necessarily have robes on like you would expect from a priest. Instead, furs, which also makes lots of sense because of Erastil and the hunting and the trapping and all of that. They're decorative furs. She comes over, kind of like puts back a hood, and she says, "Welcome. How might I help you?" And as her vision comes into focus, seeing the very small pygmy lizard folk, the giant ass knoll, and what
like
appears
Rue is gonna
to be
go
a human.
ahead and like get into the front and be like, "Hi, my name is Rukas. I am a disciple of Selket. We're with the Requiems Watch. We have been sent to kind of go through and look at what's going on. Would we be able to have a look at the Cooper's remains?"
Need to investigate.
Yes. We can help you with that. Please come in. And so sure enough, she invites you in to this place with her.
Do they have an alms box by any chance?
Yes, there would be kind of one near the back. Well, back of the sanctuary part of it, not the vestibule that you're in. And you could tell it's something that you could put like a little offering into if you would just so desire.
Rue's gonna drop a silver into it.
Cool.
I love that in this dynamic, Rue is to Iggy and Nox what Constance was to Linus. And that I'm going to get in front and talk over them and
What is that supposed to mean?
quit being weird.
It means quit being weird.
I am not weird. You are weird.
Gonna do.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna change this really quick. I'm gonna change. I want to change the name of this journal, just because I don't want to keep making new journals every moment I get a bug in my ear. You know what I'm saying? Let's call this low light information, or low. I'm just gonna say low light. That's what it's. Okay. So we got a map of it. Call this the Kingdom of Andoran. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add a page, map of low light. So that way, even when we are off of the map of low light, you guys can have access to it to go back and look and be like, oh, that's what that thing is. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
If I could remember where the hell I put it, that'd be great. There we go. There we go. Cool. And then the other page I wanted to add was symbol of Erastil. Just because it's cool. I don't know about you guys, but I like lots of pictures. They are, I don't know, I just think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's fun. Okay. Save entry. Close. Configure ownership. Inherit. Okay, if that's the case, then let me change low light to observer. All right, you guys should be able to see a bunch of pages in the low light journal now. Maps, symbols, etc., just by scrolling. So that'd be kind of fun. So yeah, you put some money, or do you put money in the alms box, or are you just asking if there was one?
I put a silver in the alms box, and I already took it out of my inventory.
Thank you. She states, thank you so much for that. Let me show you to the Cooper family. You go down the middle part of the sanctuary, and then she points you to the right towards a small room. Yep, that is correct. She says, you might want to... we're doing our best to preserve the body. But it has been about a week since the murders.
Do you
get
have
in there.
salt?
Yes, we do. Deaths are, while unfortunate, they happen, even to all of the villagers. So it makes sense that I have to be able to prepare the rites and put them to rest and the like.
How many bodies are in here?
Good question. You see 4. You see, they all have sheets on them. 2 of them are clearly adults, and 2 of them are clearly children.
This was the whole family was murdered, right?
Correct.
Rue will ask
we should
if
investigate. Could we be alone with bodies, please? Need time.
Go ahead and roll me a diplomacy check.
Can I give advantage or a plus to this?
Roll me a diplomacy. Both of you roll me a diplomacy check. One from Iggy and one from you trying to help him. So that is Iggy's roll. Based on what you roll, it will augment that. Make sense? Cool. So you're able to give him a +2. It's not a crit fail, but she does go, I'm sorry, it's important that we make certain that they're put to rest. And so it's my task, and I would hate to leave them, if that makes sense.
Understandable.
You want to see the bodies. Just gonna take the sheets off.
I think he's gonna start pulling all the sheets off.
Oh, yes, very dead.
Yeah, you pull off all the sheets, and sure enough, all of them are dead. You see that they all have lacerations
Can I do a medicine check to like fully figure out what exactly happened?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check, and we'll figure that out.
Can Iggy also do that? Because he
Sure.
absolutely was going to investigate.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
And Nox wants to smell the bodies to see if he smells anything out of the ordinary.
I like
something,
that.
You know, metal or something.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me perception.
So as a side note, I saw a really cool TikTok earlier, and that the whole thing reminded me, because Irish described what she wanted to do, and you guys asked if you could do a check, and it was like, when you're doing those kind of things, as a GM, like that person doesn't let them do the checks when they just say, "Can I do a check?" They make them like RP out what they want to do, because if they're like super, it's within what they would do anyway. Maybe they don't make them roll it, or maybe they give them like a bonus for like how they're role playing it out, but it just makes it feel more like in the RP of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, to help with that, since Outlaw is throwing
I just
us
think
under a
it's cool.
bus, as
No, I think she was
No,
getting
that was like
medic,
a
I think she was
Uh,
getting
just-
a compliment to Irish because
yeah.
Nox
I know.
was investigating in a way that was.
It's a honey hatchet. I get it.
I'm already on 3 hero points. I
So-
can't take anymore.
What I'm like as a field battle medic, I want to be able to check to determine what made the lacerations, if it was close range, if they were expecting it, if there was a struggle involved, that kind of investigation on what is going on.
Sure. Okay, so one thing at a time. Iggy, you're a hunter. As you are looking at the way the cuts on the bodies are, it occurs to you that the kids were killed quickly. Like you could tell just based on where it is, like neck or femoral artery type things. The adults, on the other hand, you could tell bled out from multiple slash and knife wounds. It does not appear that they were granted an expedient death.
Interesting. Okay.
Nox, as you're kind of like sniffing around all of this, something does. You get a scent of something that you've never smelled before. You're not entirely certain what that is. What I will tell you is hold on to that piece of information, and should it become relevant later, and if you continue to pursue it, I will tell you if you smell it again.
Okay.
Vindo, that is definitely a critical success. Similar to what Iggy looked at, you see that the adults were in a fight. There is bruises, there are lacerations, but it also looks like there was a struggle based on what you can tell. And maybe that is part of the reason why the slashes on them were less calculated. You're not entirely certain if that's the case. You know that whatever did this is definitely a monster who kills a whole family, right?
Can I tell what kind of weapon was used?
Yes. Do you feel beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was a dagger, but it's not like a dagger you've ever seen before. It looks when you think of a dagger, you think of like a pointed tip, right? And how, like, you know, it will pierce and then slash, right? This almost looks like a Bowie knife, or like just the way that it's kind of cut. Like there's like a curved tip up at the top, because you don't see like the puncture first. You see a slash led by kind of like a tapered, like point at the end of some of these. Again, you got to
So
crit.
this is a curved blade. This is not a straight blade.
That's what it appears to be, based on what you can tell. You think this is what we might be looking for.
Okay.
And again, it's about the size of doesn't look like, nobody would be able to do this methodically. It doesn't look like a sword, right? You would think of like long slashes on a body from a sword, or even like if somebody was stabbed by a sword, the puncture wound would be larger. But it's still like some of them, it's like death by 1,000 cuts in some instances. And so you're like, I feel like this is some type of knife or dagger that's curved.
So it's not so much piercing as it is slashing.
Correct.
Got it.
Could I use like detect magic to see if there's any sort of magical residue on them? Just to kind of rule that out. I think that's what Iggy would do.
Sure. Now, I would point out a couple things that they're naked. Part of that is just part of the embalming process, you know. As you do a detect magic, you do detect magic from this room. Not necessarily from them, but from a corner. Maybe kind of like where one of these shelves are. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yep, definitely dead.
Iggy's just gonna kind of wander over to this corner and see if he can figure out without drawing too much attention. What's in this
Sure.
corner? Would there be like tools and stuff?
Yeah, it looks like mortician's tools, embalming tools. You also see maybe kind of like a small chest. Are you specifically trying to stealth, or
No, I'm just seeing if I can see where it would be coming from. I'm not getting into anything yet. I'm just kind of looking at the area to see like what's in the area.
Got you. Okay, so the way you're describing it to me, you're kind of doing a general look, but you're also detecting magic and almost using it like a game of hot, cold.
Right.
And you're kind of like trying to hone in where it is. Makes it right.
Where it is.
Okay.
Without
yeah.
drawing too much attention.
She
didn't leave.
The priestess looks at you, and her name, by the way, is Priestess Clara. She would have introduced herself as that earlier. She goes, that is where we keep the. That is where we've kept the things we found on them at the time, on the family.
Oh, things in chest belong to them. Could we see? Iggy senses magic.
Yes, absolutely. That's part of the investigation. It makes perfect sense.
Yes, magic trinkets could be involved.
I think he's gonna open the chest.
Cool. You open the chest, and you find clothing. You find all of these other things. Just things that the adults, the kids are wearing. Maybe each one of them has kind of like their own little chest or box, some way to kind of organize. You don't notice magic from any of those, except the father's, Jacob Cooper. As you kind of open that up, you kind of looking through everything, and you see a ripped piece of red cloth at the end, kind of like near the bottom. It looks like it's just trash, but that is what's emanating magic.
Ripped piece of red cloth. Maybe not match rest of outfit. Maybe tore from stranger. Struggle.
Well, that might be. We don't know, but we do know that we found it in the father's hand when we found him.
Anyone in town wear red cloaks?
I mean, some wear dark, burnt red cloaks. The hunters definitely don't. They mostly rely on furs or other clothing to help keep themselves hidden. That could be something you can compare to them. You're more than welcome if you'd like.
Do you have Taylor in town?
That's a good question. I don't know, but I'm going to roll a how I feel dice.
Ooh.
For those of you who don't know, I generally make all of this up off the fly. And
What?
when I don't know what's going on, I roll a die to determine. So, D20, we're going to go from there. Well, we have a tailor in town, but they're not the best. We import a lot of our clothing, and they mostly work on mending the clothing that we already have.
Could be useful if someone had cloth ripped from clothing. Maybe someone went to get mended.
Yes. Perhaps.
Iggy, take red cloth for investigation. Thank you.
Let me hold it.
No, mine.
I want to hold it for a second. Let me smell it. Let me smell it.
You want to smell?
Smell.
Iggy's gonna hold up. Smell, not take.
I want to smell. I want to see if I can smell the same weird smell.
You smell the same weird smell.
We need this. It's evidence.
Yes, evident. We take.
No, that's fine. I don't know exactly your methods, but
We take bodies too for evidence. Man,
We're not
found in his hand.
we're not taking the
I
bodies.
I can't let you do that. I'm sorry.
That's not part of this.
Could be useful.
Later. Do the
Maybe Iggy
like-
take hand for fingerprint.
No, Iggy. We leave all here to be put to rest.
Make investigation harder. What do you
Well-
think, Nox?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, well, we're not taking these bodies. That's just not how this is gonna work.
Iggy take one finger.
No fingers. Body can't be put to rest if not fully intact.
I tell you what, you're more than welcome to, if you need to come back here to reevaluate the bodies or what have you, that's fine. What I will tell you is that in 3 days' time, we will be interning the bodies and laying them to rest.
Can I don't know, like, pick up one of the bodies and just, like, have a look on the back end and see if there's, like, any tags people have left or any, like, marks that aren't, like, just cuts?
Sure. It's an interesting thought.
It's like rolling the body over effectively.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Sure. So yeah, you
She's looking by picking them, throwing it out the window, making a run for it.
you
Run, Nox.
You know what I need to do? I need to turn this light on. That'll help a lot. Oh yeah. Beautiful. As you look at this particular body and you kind of like turn it over, you don't really see anything too crazy, but go ahead and give me a perception check now that you've got it over. And we'll see if there's something there. Yeah, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. It just looks like a back.
These bodies are old.
So I
Do
do
the
want
cuts in the fabric line up with the cuts on the person?
The fabric was ripped, right? He found it in his hand.
Not that part. Not the red piece of cloth. Like
You mean their clothing?
clothes. Yes.
Yes.
Does it match where the wounds are on the bodies?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
What do you think? It's some weird sex cult?
No,
They were shirtless.
not at all. What I was thinking was if there was rips in the clothing that didn't line up to like where the body was, like if it was a different kind of like, then how did this slash mark here happen if it didn't cut the shirt? So more along the lines of they were dead this way, like they weren't killed this certain way and then slashed up to make it look like this.
Yeah, you find that everything does appear to line up accordingly.
Well, no more question. Ready to go?
Yes, I'm hungry all of a sudden.
Okay.
Me too.
You guys have spent the time investigating. The priestess bids you well. She says, well, thank you for coming. Thank you for helping to solve the Cooper's murders. We appreciate what you're doing for us. It is, we're grateful. And she gives you a look of gratefulness mixed with grief. Rue, you've probably seen that before, being a priest yourself, or a cleric, I should say. Bruno says that was a good idea, checking to make certain that the damage and all of it really lines up. Kind of means he's giving you guys a compliment. I just saw Aya's comment earlier. They lived at 37 Celaleo Walk.
Like as they're walking out, Rue is gonna look to Nox and be like, "So what did you smell?"
I don't know. I've never smelled it before.
Have you smelled something like it?
No.
One,
Did it by any chance smell like? Have you smelled rotten eggs?
Of course.
And it didn't
What's in a
smell like
cage?
that?
No.
Okay. So it does not smell like brimstone.
based on the cuts, one other thing that you'd be able to ascertain, Rue, is that whoever made these cuts, it's clear that they were shorter, like no bigger than a halfling.
Just because of like where they could reach and stuff.
Correct. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move us over to the tavern to give them a minute.
I think it's time to round up all the shorties.
As Iggy is leaving the temple or the church here, he's like stepping on the chairs and he's jumping from chair to chair, being super disrespectful because he just doesn't know any better.
Please don't do
Rule,
that. Okay.
like Iggy, no, don't.
Yeah.
That's not.
Iggy's just having fun.
I know, but we don't do that here.
Don't have fun in church, then why
Right.
come?
Don't have fun in church.
Well, no,
We gotta be respectful.
we want you to, okay. That's a whole conversation. We'll just thank you for being respectful. Appreciate that.
Like before they leave, Rue's just gonna give her like the "I am so sorry" look.
It feels so
Iggy does not
familiar.
understand. Why go to church if not to have fun?
Because it's a faith thing.
Why set chairs in perfect jumping distance apart from each other?
Most people aren't your size.
Perfect
Damn.
for skipping.
a good job you're small. I would have broke them.
He's gonna like try to explain as they're walking to the tavern, like try to explain the significance of it as you would a small child.
Okay. You walk out of the church as Rue is trying to converse with them and be like, all right, this is what's going on, just for the love of God.
It's like, I've heard you say the pack is stronger. This is a place for the pack to come together and
Iggy bring pack to church?
you could.
Iggy could bring pack to church.
In the back of his mind, he's like, well, it's not my church, so...
Well, we want to minister to everyone. We don't want to...
Best friend raptors could have fun here.
Your family
Lots
and
of
friends...
chewing.
Your friends and family are welcome. Yes.
Thank you.
Do you have any spare bones?
Do we have any bones?
Iggy knows where to find bones.
Yes, I think we do. Oh, God. And fade out.
Iggy, bring family to strange religious jungle gym.
All right, I'm going to go ahead
I'm in the
and...
I didn't know.
Yes.
This is
get
an
out?
all-you-can-eat
How do I
buffet.
going ahead and moving you guys out. Okay. While all of that is going on, Iz and Rix, you guys make your way inside of the tavern. You see a couple of people there having lunch, just enjoying themselves, that type of thing. It's nothing crazy. People talking about their day, various harvests, what game has been good in the forests, whether the fishing has been great. There's one guy in the corner, he's like, swear to God, Big Bertha was this big and I almost had her this time. The other guy like punches him and he's like, yeah, right, you say that every week. Bartender mixes drinks and ales at the counter. You can see a pot underneath it that is got a fire that is going, clearly every now and then pulling out some stew for a patron. But on the whole, it's fairly quiet. It is only lunchtime and people are out working. Maybe 6 or 7 patrons as well as the bartender. Tavern keep.
Isn't immediately going to the bar.
Well, how can I help you, little goblin?
Goblin, you got it right. What kind of drinks do you have here?
Well, we've got your classic ales. We've got a couple of different types of beer. And I will tell you, for some of the more refined people, we have a few bottles of mead, but those are a bit more pricey.
So you're telling me you don't have like a house special?
Well, no, ma'am. Just whatever the brewers bring us, we serve. We don't have really a house special. I'm sorry.
You know, back in my day when I ran at 7, we called it the Phoenix, and it was this absolutely almost deadly amount of alcohol, and you lit it on fire, and they loved it.
I'm intrigued. As he says. Go ahead and roll me a diplomacy check really quick.
Oh shit.
So in the Pathfinder and Galarian universe, goblins are becoming more and more accepted in society. And based on Iz's backstory and everything we know about her, she's definitely one of those.
Oh, can I use a hero point to reroll it?
If you want to use your hero point and reroll it, go for it.
Oh, it's booze. She has to.
Okay. He's like, well, come on up here, and he
Oh hell yeah.
He maybe brings a little stool over for you. Show me this Phoenix.
Oh fuck yeah.
I'm gonna start playing music.
I'm start mixing drinks.
I'm gonna cast some spells.
Like what kind of spells?
Oh boy.
We're gonna cast just dancing lights and just a musical accompaniment.
Oh, that's fun.
while he's doing that, because it's kind of perfect, I'm just gonna sort of, I'm making a drink for him and anyone else that happens to be like at the bar at the time. But I want to sort of ask him, do any sort of traveling musicians ever come through here? You had like bards hang around lately?
There's always the bard. He's like watching you mix your drinks. You can see his eyes moving, and I imagine you're having this
I'm
conversation.
trying to
as
move
you're
slightly
doing your
too
thing.
quick for him to like fully keep track.
That's fair. You don't want to know your secrets. That makes
Yeah,
100%
exactly. He can't know.
Yeah,
he can't
yeah,
know the measures. He can't know everything.
Yeah, so you're doing all this whole thing, and he's trying to and he's just eventually he gets lost. He's like, well, every now and then we have a bard come through who thinks they can play. Some of them, I swear to God, they can barely play two strings. But every now and then we get a good one.
I'm a fantastic musician.
Yeah, and
He's pretty good.
Let's roll a performance check just to see how good of a musician you are. Okay, so yeah, you start playing, and he's like, "All right."
We'll use a hero point.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Can
We're
you do
out
it?
here doing the best work.
Okay, so he's like, all right, yeah, and as you are playing all of this, you've got dancing lights going on, you've got your song going on, maybe people are bolstered. You're playing a song that are you playing a common song? Are you playing a song you wrote? Are people able to sing along to it? What do you
I was gonna say, are you singing or are you just playing music?
Oh, I'm singing.
Okay.
Okay. You're playing your lute and singing and have dancing lights on, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you got all of this craziness going on. He's like,
And we got background stuff as well because we did this.
musical accompaniment. You're surrounded by orchestral music that shifts and changes to match your behavior. Oh, that's cool as heck. At the GM's discretion, it provides this bonus to deception, diplomacy, and intimidation checks as the music changes to support you in social situations.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
That is so cool. That's a cool spell. The music moves with you and has a maximum volume. It goes to 4 humans shouting. You take.
Make you run battle music.
I like
I was
that you
doing
could sit
yesterday,
there
or on
playing the
Monday.
lute.
I was
Okay.
playing that music for you guys,
I
think
love that you can play the lute while yelling at someone to intimidate.
and then I'm doing this as well.
Sounds good. I think it's canon that every time I change to battle music or whatever, that's actually Willie. That is Rick's. Like you hear the dun 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 dun. He's just pumping you all up. But yeah, no, this is going. He's very impressed. A bunch of the patrons are impressed. They're like, hey!
And as his music crescendos, that's why I'm going to light the phoenixes on fire.
Oh, that's super cool. I like it. So phoenixes light on fire. The music crescendos with it. It's this really cool thing. You know, it'll be fun. Give me a second. Yeah, as that is going on as well, all of a sudden out of nowhere, you hear it from Willie, just a chorus of people just start singing in Latin as the phoenixes are lit on fire, and it seems like this really epic moment. And you do you hand one to the bartender and drink one yourself? What's going on?
Is not actually gonna drink. Well, she's gonna sip it, but expect him to down his. I'm just a small goblin, So tell me more about these bards that have been through.
Okay, first off, I need to make a roll for this guy. I'm just gonna roll it right here. This will be a fortitude save. Is there really a lot of alcohol in this? Is it
I was gonna say I could roll alcohol and we can see how well I actually made it because it's pretty strong.
I like that. Let's go ahead and do that. I think that's fun. And how strong, however high you roll will be how strong it is.
Okay.
Okay. So he takes a sip of it and he's like, "Ah, that's good." That's,
right? That's good.
That's pretty good. And you notice that a couple of his mustache hairs have been singed because of the fire from the phoenix, which I'm assuming is out now. The drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And as he drinks it, the choir stops and Willie goes back to playing just for fun. Or Rix does. My apologies.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, the bards that come through, they're okay, but this guy's probably one of the better ones I've heard. Definitely one of the better ones.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Me and my friends are actually in town we're here investigating the old Cooper tragedy.
Oh yeah, poor Coopers. They're good folk.
I heard some weird stuff about like children and singing and rhyming and things like that. So I was wondering, if any of the musicians came through were a little on the creepy side.
Oh no,
You get some weirdos.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely get some weirdos. They've got some really weird things. But no, they sing songs. It almost is more like it's almost more like a nursery rhyme that we hear from like the kiddos. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, maybe they picked it up from somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know. Go ahead and roll me a diplomacy check because you're trying to get information out of this guy. I'm going to give you a +2 because of the alcohol and everything else.
Damn.
So it'll be
I'm rolling
13.
so many sixes.
He's like, yeah, no, it's just nursery rhymes that the kids are coming up with. The bards that come through here are really few and far between, and I can't think of anyone that was here within the last 2 weeks. And occasionally we get some of like the townspeople that try to make their hand at music, but they're not. They're
you have to let
amateurs.
them because they're the locals. But it's like, please stop.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Karaoke night can be kind of awful. There's a
We'll
guy
light up another phoenix, but like while it's on fire, sprinkle in like a little alchemical powder and make the fire go green.
Sure.
Once she does that, I'll turn my lights green.
Ooh,
Oh, that's fun. I like the teamwork you guys are having. That's super cool.
I love Ricks.
Yeah. There's a guy that is off kind of like to the right, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Von Cook, you said my singing was beautiful. What are you talking about?" No, it's definitely beautiful, Zalal. It's definitely beautiful. And then he kind of like leans in conspiratorially to Iz, and he's like, he's shit. It's terrible. I hate it.
I'll just clink his drink and push his glass closer to him.
Yeah, you know. And yeah, it just takes it, downs another one with the green lights and the music blaring. This is good. This is really good music. Really good drinks. I probably shouldn't be drinking. I'm working.
Being drunk makes you mix drinks so much better. And she'll down hers.
Oh God. All right, roll a. So now you got to make a fortitude save too to see if you get a level of drunk.
Oh, I'm an expert at fortitude. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'll do mine too.
Never mind.
Maybe you should have saved the hero point.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. I might have something to help you with this. Hold on.
Okay. We are waiting in all ears.
Can I do inspire courage? Does that work?
You could do that while you're singing, yeah.
Yeah. To like, it's just a +1, so it goes from 11 to a 12. But you know,
that's right. You
Wow.
are getting tipsy.
Yeah.
The guy was already tipsy, and I will.
I'm like drinking the one. It's fine.
I will peel back the curtain to say that on his second roll, on his fortitude save, he rolled a natural 1, which is a critical fail. So
boy.
he downs it, and maybe this one was just stronger than the last one. But
I did sprinkle a little something in there.
He drinks it. He looks at you, and he's like, "Yeah." He just starts speaking incoherently, and his eyes are rolling back.
Oh, really? That quickly?
And then he just slumps. I'm gonna take a nap. This is a good time to take a nap. Not a lot of people. You know what? You got this. You can handle. You can take bar. Yeah. You got. Yeah. You know, he's really seem like you, and then he just falls asleep.
wait. Before he falls asleep, I'm gonna walk over while my instruments are still playing. Excuse me, sir. Do you happen to play an instrument?
Me?
Yeah. Do you want to join in the band?
I'd love to be part of a band.
Okay.
I've always
What
wanted to be
instrument
part
would
of
you
a band.
like?
I feel like right now is the time for me to join a band.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you like to play?
I've always wanted to play a piano.
Okay, I'm gonna cast summon instrument,
Okay.
and I'm going to summon a piano.
So this does say, just to
I
be
know.
clear, the text
I
does
know.
say
The
handheld.
only place for me. I know.
No, this is musical instrument handheld. So it's It's
handheld?
limited to. But
I mean,
what the fuck? Have a piano.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I mean, perfect.
Oh my god, a piano! This is amazing.
We'll sit down with them when we're both gonna play.
Oh,
What do you? Okay, he is trying to play.
play Memory Sonata.
Yeah, and I'm playing with him, so it looks like he's playing, but it's actually me playing.
Roll me a performance check.
I think he's trying to seduce the barkeep.
Amazing. Don't worry, I got him loosened up for you.
Typical
I've
Bob.
been so lonely. Okay, you play like the most beautiful rendition of piano. You know what? This will be a good callback too. You start playing on this piano, and it is probably one of the most beautiful things that has ever come through here. And it is just. It's he looks at you and he's like, I'm living my dream. I'm living everything I wanted. This is amazing. It's so beautiful. And you can see as he's talking, he's slumping over more and more and more and more from the alcohol. And to the point where it's he's on his side, trying to play until he finally kind of slumps off of the little stool for the piano and just falls to the ground unconscious.
Okay,
And
when
just
he
like
falls
that, on
down,
the
we're gonna
tempo.
have everything the entire thing is just gonna make a loud noise as it's the peak, as he was falling down to time it perfectly.
Yeah,
Nice.
okay, that's fair. So it does. And you want to know what? Everybody in the bar is like, you guys are amazing. You guys need to go on tour. This is the most fantastic thing. I don't think I could ever do karaoke again after hearing that. It pales in comparison to that amazing performance. And you know what the hell? A couple of the patrons start flicking copper coins at you, and so I'm gonna say both of you get 15 copper coins.
Hell yeah. So while after he's passed out, I'm just gonna sort of do him a solid and tend bar until he. I mean, basically until he wakes up and sobers up. So I'll do it for as long as I'll tend it all night, but just smoosh with the people.
Okay, I like that. And are you gonna be hanging out here as well, Rickswick?
Yeah, I'm gonna be continuing playing music.
Okay.
I'm in my zone right now.
All right.
And
So
me too.
you're playing music. You're attending bar. This is the new adventure.
Hell
I'm gonna go ahead and move Iggy here. They're gonna make a fortune. Oh, I've got 2 Iggies. My bad. Okay, so there
I have a
is.
brother.
I think you guys said at the end of the time of the church that you were getting hungry. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh
Okay.
boy, yes, I'm serving stew.
So I imagine you were okay, let's go to the tavern. We know what it is. We're gonna meet up with our friends anyway. And who would be the first one to walk through anyway?
Sprint through. I'll
Iggy.
take food.
Sounds good. Iggy, you walk in and you see Ricksowick playing his heart out. And you see Iz behind the bar making drinks. She's talking people up in the whole 9 yards. And Rue, you walk in, see the same thing. Nox, you guys all walk in, and I imagine you're just what?
There's lights everywhere. There's musical instruments on all the tables playing music, all going along at the same time, and I'm just singing and having a great time.
Iz is just in her element.
Don't panic, Nox and Rue, but I think they've been enchanted. We should be careful here.
Oh, hey guys!
Iggy's gonna use detect magic. Which
Oh,
of course
there's
there's
a lot of
magic
magic.
everywhere.
Yeah, there's
Of course
magic
it's
everywhere. There's the lights, there's the music.
Yep. Yep, but he's still gonna do it.
Okay, you detect magic everywhere.
Ugh.
You are so
He
overwhelmed you
thinks we
pass
should
out.
be on guard.
He like kind of takes a step back.
Let's see. You know what? We need. I'm loving the ambiance of this tavern, but I'm gonna turn it down for our listeners because I think there's some music that's more apt
No,
for what's
I've
going
tried
on.
to turn it down and it hasn't,
Oh, it hasn't.
Nice.
I'm
I like this music.
sorry.
As a side note, before they get in, because I've been schmoozing, I'm generally trying to figure out from people how much foot traffic they get through the town, how many like outsiders happen to come through, or if they're very just not many outsiders come in. This is purely just our town most of the time.
That's strange. Sorry, I realize that the Foundry controls for audio are controlling these Sirenscape controls, which that's fascinating.
Weird.
Indeed. Can you repeat that? Because I was in my head thinking about that.
No problem. Just from like the people at the bar and stuff like that before these guys come in, is trying to find out how like busy a town it is. Do they get many outsiders? Is there a lot of like sort of foot traffic? Because she's used to like running a tavern where you get like all sorts of people through. And
Yeah.
are they very much just them, or do they get outsiders in?
Roll me a diplomacy check, and we'll let that kind of determine that type of question. I think that's a fair.
Okay.
Nice. Good roll. So yeah, no, you get the idea that the town is, I don't want to say it's insular. It's open to people that come through it. Insular is not the right word. It's just, you get the idea that this town is kind of an in-between. If you guys go to the journal tab and you go to the low light, you'll see the Kingdom of Andoran map that I have, the Shining Kingdoms. And you'll see where I kind of wrote in low light poorly for everybody to see.
Where's dim light?
Shut up.
That's down and to the left.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Maybe you see a map on like in the bar, and dim light is it's a little bit to the northwest, but it's like written in kind of like a hastily like poor manner. It seems like there's like a rivalry, like a town rivalry.
Everything else is like nicely printed in like calligraphy, and then dim light is just like they got the child to write in crayon.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not dim light, it's dumb light.
Hey, darling. Yeah. They call it. They 100% call it dumb light. They 100
Nice.
like kids do, and the adults, because they're like, why not? Fuck those guys. They're the worst.
We're low light, but they're dim light, which means they're dumb.
Dumb. Yeah. So you get the idea that low light is kind of an in between, between Carpenden and Oregon. It's not a huge town. It's kind of like it's a small village, and so people move through it. But you get the idea that there's not a ton of traffic.
It's like
Yeah, I mean, like taverns are a good place to figure that out because it's one of those places that you might stop by if you're going through the town. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
where Iz was more recently from is probably like halfway between Lowlight and Carpenden. So it's sort of she would know. Is it busy? Do they get many people through? So yeah, thanks.
Welcome. Irish, you were saying something. What were you saying?
It's like a hamlet.
Yeah. Hamlet. Oh my gosh, is it gonna rain again? God dang, we keep getting.
Love rain, man.
I do too. El Nino this season, we are getting just slammed. Every day we've gotten just like a huge downpour, which is nice because when it happens, it cools everything off by like 20 degrees.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We need rain.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're from. Don't you
Yeah,
get rain
please.
every day? You're from England.
Not recently.
I miss it.
You miss it. That's weird.
We've had,
Because
like, up in the north, we've had a heat wave for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, it's gross.
maybe El Nino is affecting you guys too.
No, it's just June and global warming.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Okay, I totally forgot where we were. We are at the tavern. You are mixing drinks. Oh, that's right. The diplomacy check. You get the
Yeah.
idea that people come through here on their way to other towns, or even from that journal, you know that every now and then you get people who come from Almus, which is the capital of Andoran, to the south. On the whole, though, it's a small town, not a ton of traffic. People aren't coming here. Aside from the farms, you do know that this little town is exporting a lot, whether it be food or whether it be some of the furs that they have. And they're also importing, kind of, we talked about it earlier, clothes, other staples and things that they need. But it's not like a huge stop.
Cool. More of a people pass through and maybe see what's going on. It's not like people don't go there to go there; they go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean she's
Unless
used to
you
that.
live
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Cool. All right, you're all in this tavern. You have come together. There's the light show. There's the tending bar. If you guys aren't going to do anything here, I'm going to go ahead and bring us back to the map of Lowlight, so that way you guys have a better idea of what's around you and what you would like to do next. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sure.
Iggy wants to go to the tailor.
Sure. Okay, went ahead and bring you back here. Bring your tokens over here. So Iggy wants to go to the tailor. What about the rest of you?
I'm
gonna
still
be-
at the tavern.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be honest. Wouldn't leave until the other guy is at least back and can take care of his
Sure.
tavern.
I'm still having fun.
But I haven't got enough
Sure.
people drunk to probe them for information.
And I'm
Okay.
just listening for information.
Okay,
Smart.
I like this. So you guys, essentially Iz and Rixawick, you guys are posting up in the tavern, and you, Iz, are chatting people up. Rixawick, you are listening in. And so Rixawick, go ahead and give me a perception check. And then Iggy and Nox.
I actually have a skill that I'm skilled at learning information through conversation. Gather information, exploration activity takes half as long, whatever. There's no guarantee that a room you'll learn is accurate, but I'm just better at gathering information.
Sure, I like it. And that.
Yeah.
And what role is associated with that skill, or does it say?
Doesn't really say, no. Oh, hang on
Okay.
a minute. Oh, diplomacy.
Okay. So then how about, so you've already rolled a check for that. So how, at least until I take a look at it, how I'm going to think of that is when you roll a success on a diplomacy check to gather information, we will essentially upgrade that to a critical success. And so you'll get a little bit more than you normally would. Does that sound
Okay,
like
cool.
a fair application of that skill?
Yeah, sure.
10-4. All right, Rixawick sounds good. Cool. So those two have given me an idea. We're gonna revisit that in at a later time. Not this session, maybe the next session, but we will revisit those. Remind me of that. In the meantime, Nox, Rue, and Iggy, how do you guys want to proceed?
Nox is gonna go with Iggy, but he's gonna stand outside the tailor place and just watch people, like listening, and see if he can hear any conversations about what's been happening.
Okay. Rue, how about you? Vindo, are you there? Okay. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is I'm going to team Rue up with you just because you guys have been kind of a group thus far. I'm going to move you to the shops area because that is where the tailor would be. Make sense?
Why is there two Iggies again?
I don't see a second Iggy.
You don't see two
Yeah,
Iggies?
we see the one.
I only see the one.
I only see the one.
That's weird. I see like another one right here. That's weird. Oh,
I
there
think
it
I
goes.
might.
It's gone.
Is the tavern music still going?
I turned
Can't
off
hear it
the,
now.
yeah, I turned off the tavern
I
music.
need to reload then because I can still hear it.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I changed it up. Okay. You make your way to the shops. And we're probably gonna end shortly after our time at the shops, just to kind of prime you all for time-wise.
Sounds good.
Das gut, ja?
Gives you time to think up information to give us.
Gives me time to think of crazy, awesome things to say and do.
And make more music.
Yes. All right, give me
I
just.
don't know about you, Willie, but seems like we're gonna make bank today.
We're gonna be rich.
We're rolling in coppers.
He's gonna wake up and he's like, "Oh my god, this is the best this tavern has ever been."
I want to
How
be
did we-
clear, Iz is not gonna skim like any money off of like anything going on though. Like she'll take tips, but she's not taking anything from like them.
Is this the part where she ends up leaving the Requiem like right after this session and just live her best life as a taverness?
Literally a year ago, this was her job, so it's like, you know, sometimes you get a little bit too drunk, and it's nice to have someone to take care of everything while you do get drunk. That's what she had to cook for.
And I'm just an entertainer.
I fucking love Rick's wing. It's so cool.
No, I don't think that's
little
the
gnome
one.
who wants to entertain.
Just a little guy.
Just
Das
a little
gut,
guy
ja.
who wants to entertain.
Okay, give me just 1 second here to get the proper map, and then we will proceed. If I could... that's what I was looking for. I knew it was around here somewhere. All right, let me go ahead and get the... I have to make certain to grab the WebM file. Perfect.
While I'm standing outside the shop too, I wanna like sniff around and see if I can get any scent of that smell.
Sure. All right, let's go ahead and move you guys here. Rue. Is... No, not
Thank
is.
you.
Oh, actually, I guess I gotta
Well, I
move
wanna-
you
I
on
wanna
there
see
anyway
those.
so you can see. Yeah.
I'll just stand in the
And-
background.
Iggy. And you know what? I'll bring out Chompy just in case.
Oh, just in case, huh? Ooh,
Oh,
Oh, no, I didn't mean...
Chunky.
No,
Oh.
Going to be chunky.
No, I've been trying to figure out whether or not I should keep him in or out, and I've been going back and forth. And my thought is like, I don't want to stifle you in case you can think of a way that you can use Chompy. So like my original thought is like, oh well, there's no whatever going on. But then my next thought is well, Sibo might want him out just because he might
that's my
think of something.
intimidation factor.
Chompy.
Yep.
Pack strong.
Can you move me over to the other map? Because I don't see it.
Oh, I haven't moved. Oh, I have moved. Oh,
It's probably because I reloaded. Get rid of the music.
The well
Oh.
is moving. That's cool.
I know.
Oh, the shops has rats as well. Ugh. Hold on.
I'm gonna
I
move
didn't
everybody
realize the
to the
cloud cover moved
church,
as well. That's insane.
and then I'm gonna go ahead and move you guys all together back to the shops. Hopefully that does it. Yeah, these animate. When I have known about
Fucking
these
cloud cover. That's so cool.
I know. I've known about these animated maps for a long time, but Fantasy Grounds really has been. It could do WebM. It just got the ability to do this, but without sound, I think. And Roll20 could do this without sound. When I found out that Foundry could do this, like the full kit and caboodle, I was so excited because I was like, "Oh my god, finally!" I was like a kid in a candy store.
Look how tiny I am.
Hey, Rixie, get over here. We're not there.
Irish, are you still in the church or are you in the shops
Yeah,
yet?
It was such a long run.
Reload again.
Yeah, why do you reload? Because you should be on the shops with everybody else. I don't know why you're not.
Because you got control of a token or something silly like that.
No, I don't think so, because I have her token, Nox, on the
Yeah. Weird.
shops. That's weird. That's weird.
Sounds of being fucking weird.
Hopefully that gets working there for you, Irish.
Well, while we wait for Irish, Iggy and Chompy go over to the well and just kind of like dip their noses in and get a drink.
Yeah, you dip your nose in, you get a drink. A couple townspeople kind of move out of your way. I mean, you're like a lizard and a raptor, and these are mostly humans, and maybe a couple of halflings and the like, but nothing crazy. You can see now?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. How about the... so, Nox, what would you like to do when you're here? Iggy goes towards the well.
I'm just gonna stop sniffing around, see if I can get any hint of that smell.
Sure. You start sniffing around. You don't really get a hint of that particular smell, at least not yet. Your smell does have a range. So, I mean...
It's very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna walk around and sniff things.
Sure. I don't know if you're there, Vindo, but we have moved you guys to the shops. Now,
Which
Iggy,
one of
you
these
said...
would be the tailor? Would it be over here to the left?
Yeah. You come over to this area towards the left, and you see what looks to be a young person, not terribly old, and they're mostly just like using thread and needles. You kind of like they're going slow. They got like a big eyeglass, almost like not a monocle, but almost like a little telescope like attachment to their eye to help them see closer. They stop as they see you draw near, and they're like, hello. How can I help you?
Hello, my name is Iggy. Come from church. They say you may be able to help. Looking for fabric.
I take it you're a follower of Erastil as well. It's nice to see another follower of Erastil. And he smiles.
Anyways, this is the fabric that I have.
And he's gonna hold up.
Iggy found at church. Was wondering, have you seen this fabric before?
He grabs it because you're handing it to him, correct?
Yep.
Yes, he grabs it, kind of like looks at it. Kind of like observing it. He says, "You know what? Go ahead and roll me a diplomacy check too, just to see how forthcoming he is."
Well, that's not the right diplomacy.
You got the benefit that he thinks you're a follower of Erastil.
I love the anyway.
Anyway. Maybe. I know that some, that's probably not important, but yeah, there you go.
No, it's probably important. What were you going to say?
He kind of rolls his eyes, thinks about it. It's dumb. There's children that have wanted kind of reddish type capes, and I haven't know why, but I mean that's probably the closest thing that I can think of in regards to that.
Oh,
I mean, cape is something easy. I can do that. I mean, anybody can do a cape.
yes. Well, have any come to you recently, trying to get cape fixed? This one was piece of cape.
So you think? Do you know that was a piece of a cape?
Yes, church people said was probably part of cape or something.
Oh.
I'm just blatantly lying.
I know, roll me a deception check.
Aya just pointed out that the diplomacy you rolled was Chompy's diplomacy and not Iggy's.
Wait, how am I rolling Chompy? Oh, because I've got Chompy fucking selected.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
We'll take the rolls. We'll take the rolls. Just give me the modifier for Iggy.
Or diplomacy? I think it's a +0. Hold on, let me. Yeah,
Okay,
it's just
so-
a +0.
All right, and deception is it? Oh, so Chompy and
It would have
Iggy's
been
rolls
the
are
same.
the same.
I think.
Okay,
Yeah, it
cool.
would've been
Sary's like, wow, I didn't know that it was. Wow, that's amazing that they figured out it was part of a cape. But all right. As for any children, no, I haven't mended any capes of theirs, but I do know that, like I said, a few have come requesting something like that.
Have you mended anything in past 5 days that might be red fabric?
Oh, no, nothing that I can think of. Nothing this color that I can imagine. I'm gonna roll a luck check here. Natural 20. Wow. Holy cow. Okay. At that particular moment, a kid comes with like this reddish cape on that's similar to the kind of the cloth that you're holding, and runs up to this man. What did I give him a name yet or no?
No.
It's cool. We're gonna. So this little girl comes running up and she says, "Podest, Podest, Podest." Podest the tailor. And he sees her and he goes, yes, Padon. How are you doing today? I'm gonna start writing these down so I can remember. What can I do to help you? Oh, I just needed. And she kind of like looks at all of you and kind of like shies away. She says, I don't know.
Iggy's going to look at the girl and like,
Hello, I am Iggy. I am also kid. Want to join club?
Oh man, diplomacy.
Do I sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Irish. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, do I get a smell of that smell from the little girl?
It's a good question. Roll me a perception check.
She's stinky.
You get a hint of it on her. It's not nearly as like strong as what is like on the cape that you have, but you're like some what like something is going on here. And here's what we're gonna do. Go ahead and I wish there was like a master volume I could do. She looks at you and roll me a diplomacy check, SIBO. 12. That's not bad for a little
I
kid.
love that the roll, how the dice moved, it looked like you just put it down as a 12. Like it didn't roll at all for me, it just went down.
She looks at you and she says, well, I mean, we could always use some more people to join our Jack Club. And, I mean, I suppose if you wanted to, you have to go through a whole process.
Oh, what process? Get cape? Yes, yes. Iggy sees cape.
Well,
Wants
we could-
cape.
we could
That's why
talk-
wants to join.
We could talk to Podest about getting you a cape, but, you gotta be super, like, you can't tell anybody that you've joined.
Oh, Iggy won't tell.
Yeah, because if Jack finds out, well, Jack. She kind of like looks to her left and she looks to her
Iggy
right.
has heard of Jack.
Well, because if you tell people, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack's little love goes snick, snick, snick. And as she says the snick, 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 she makes like a motion like this with her hand.
But dazzle her with a rhyme, so did snitches get stitches?
Essentially.
is that Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack's little love goes snick, snick, snick?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what was the motion? Sorry, I was writing that down.
It was a stabbing motion.
Okay.
Shanktify, brother. Shanktify.
Oh, Iggy will not tell. But where do we meet? How do I join? Other than Red Cape.
Well, okay, come here. And she gets out of earshot of Nox and Badest, and Badest kind of gives her an eye and just kind of like waves it off. She says, like when you go to sleep, you gotta put something out on the window for Jack to come. It tells him that he might be your friend. And people who don't put things on their windows, Jack doesn't like them.
Oh, but Iggy is not from here. Iggy does not have a home. Where did Iggy put things?
I don't know. You'll have to figure that out. I gotta go though. I gotta go.
Wait.
Yeah.
Where do you live? Maybe Iggy put things on your roof.
Oh, I already have things on my window. I'm good. She gives you a big
Put more
thumbs up.
things.
You want to put your things on my window?
Yes, more things. Lots of things.
She kind of looks to the right, looks to the left. Well, maybe. Okay. Follow me. Just you though.
Well, what about best friend Chompy?
Chompy can come too.
Okay.
But she points specifically at Nox and Rue, and I guess we don't know if Rue's there or not, but she points at Nox. She's like,
Rue
no.
would have been there.
Okay.
Oh, Daddy Knox. Daddy Rue. We'll be back.
Okay. And she just starts running off down an alley.
Iggy follows.
And that is where we'll go ahead and close our session for today. we see Iggy running off an alley with this little girl named Padan. Nox.
Just tilts his head.
All right.
What the
Well,
fuck?
Iggy already knows what happened now.
Rukus, I don't know, what does Rukus do at all of this?
With the Iggy and the kid running away.
Yeah.
Probably exaggerated sigh. I'm not gonna lie.
Follow at a distance.
Are we following him?
Yeah, follow it at distance.
All right. You're better at the whole. I'll follow your lead. Go ahead.
Cool. So that is what we see. We're gonna wait till Monday. I know it's storming.
Yes, but it's really serious, and I don't want your
Computer. Yeah, no. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down pretty soon. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, there's a big thunderstorm outside. So that is the scene that we will leave on. Iggy is running off with this little girl named Padan. Nox and Rue have this conversation what do we do as it's going on? They kind of shrug at one another before following Iggy. And then the screen fades into a tavern with an Iz and a Rixie playing music, making merriment. Outlaw, you do hear a few people as all of this is going on. And you hear... You're gonna want to keep quiet about that. You don't want Jack to come with his little love. That'd be bad. You don't want what happened to you what happened to the Coopers. And you don't get the vibe from this person that they are you get a sense of fear from them. And that is where we're going to leave it. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for those of you who've watched, Count Bubula, appreciate you guys. Legendary, Aya, Outlaw, anybody else who spoke in chat, Rob, Cup, you guys are awesome. Thank you for coming. And I'm going to let the players say goodbye before we call it a session.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Iggy's gonna get stabbed by a little girl next week.
Come watch it.
Like, you guys are gonna
Pretty-
get killed.
Pretty sure I know where this is going.
This is why we don't jump on the chairs at church.
There we go. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good one.